Hey everybody, Dan Kalis with Flipping Awesome. Our good friend Claude Diamond in the house in Colorado right now, I believe.
Yeah, Colorado, and oh my gosh, it's almost 50 degrees in the shade here.
You know, I think it might actually be warmer here in Chicago, which is a weird happenstance. But anyway, we were talking a little bit earlier, and I wanted to have you elaborate a little bit for our audience of creative and entrepreneurial real estate investors who are definitely interested in training and learning and marketing and bettering themselves and all that good stuff. You know, and we kind of have to battle with this as a brand and a platform in this space is you're a trainer, you're a coach, you're an author, okay? Maybe you would get lumped into this sea of gurus. That word probably gets thrown around. I know you don't like that word.
It's all right.
You know, somebody, whether they're new or advanced and they're really trying to learn and pick the brains of experts that are successful in this field, how do you recommend having a BS meter of
the one I have back here?
How somebody, whether they're brand new or they're experienced, I mean, like, how do you really detect that? I mean, who's telling the truth, who's not? How do you avoid information overload? What should people really pay attention to when it comes to real estate investing education and inspiration?
What a great question. Do we have an hour? No, I tell my own story. Great question. I was a guy, we all know when we fell in love with creative real estate, when we got real estate fever. And I read Robert Allen's book and William Nickerson and Mark Harrelson and all these great books. Then I started going to seminars, the free ones and stuff. Then I signed up for a few of them. And I found out that you gave me a lot of motivation, but no perspiration. I couldn't get return phone calls. I couldn't get people helping me with the deals. This is a complicated business. It's a knowledge business. And I wasn't getting the help. I'm the kind of guy, you got to show me. Okay, you can't just throw me a book or give me a rah-rah speech. You got to show me. And I was fortunate. I met my mentor, Max. He was a real estate investor. I got to be around him. I got to call him. He helped me. He taught me what he did right, what he did wrong. And my life changed. I was able to make the money I want, have the lifestyle I want, leave the corporate job I detested. So to me, to answer your question, I'm sorry, I'm emotional now. You know how I talk about emotion all the time.
Go for it.
Accountability, not just throwing money to people, but do they answer their own phone? Will they text you? Or are they just going to shovel you to some VA in a third world country or send you a lot of busy work materials? This is a business, not a hobby. You need accountability. Give your money to people who are worthy of it, and you'll do great. Check them out, ask them the tough questions, and make sure you can speak with them, okay? The emperor wears no clothes in my world. The emperor, what's that story? The emperor wears no clothes or something like that. Make sure, what is it?
I didn't pay attention in school. I have no idea.
Okay, the thing about it is, if you're going to give your money to somebody, make sure you're getting value, make sure you're getting honesty and character, make sure you're getting accountability. That's the only reason why I teach one-on-one.
Yeah. What's a good litmus test or a sniff test for, a guru BS as far as, talking about their success, what they've done, why you should listen to them? I think you mentioned something about that earlier, that there's some little keys to that.
Oh, Mr. Kalis, I want to work with you, and I've heard everything you said, and I've read your books, and I'm a big fan and admirer, and I think you said you've done hundreds or thousands of deals and been teaching people for years. That's true, right, sir?
Oh, yeah, we do 500 a month.
Oh, that's amazing. That's astounding. 500 a month. I haven't done my first deal yet, and you do 500. Could I speak to 2 or 3 of your students before I make a commitment?
Well, I don't know.
Stop right there. If it's anything, that was great. You're a good actor. If it's anything but the word yes. What is an honest, accountable person? What does a gut salesman say? Mr. Kayla, go ahead. You ask me that same question.
Hey, Claude, I know you supposedly have all these clients, and you're this great coach and trainer and speaker and all that. I mean,
thank you.
Would it be all right if I talk to any of your students or your clients?
Thank you for asking that, Dan. Can I call you Dan?
That's my name.
Dan, you know what? I wish more people would ask me that. That is fine. I will give you whatever you want. Better Business Bureau, Dun & Bradstreet. Why don't you speak to some of my students, some of the investors I work with? I'm an open book, and I'll provide all this for you. And after you speak with these people, what happens when we talk tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock? If you find out that I am who I am, just like Popeye, and you meet and
that's your bicep.
Yeah, this way. Where's the spinach? You know. If these people meet with your personal satisfaction and you feel comfortable, what happens when we speak tomorrow at 10 o'clock?
A little negotiation, huh?
No,
yeah, well,
it's okay to say no to me. I just want to know we're on the same page here, and that you asked a great question, and I'm willing to provide it if I know we can move forward.
This is why we love Claude.
Did I listen off the role play? Now, thank you for setting that up. Just be honest with people. Be straightforward. If they ask for references and you say you're the guy who can change lead into gold, well, show me. What's that Great Missouri license plate? Show me.
I was going to say, yeah, you should be with our buddy Joe McCall.
Yeah, that's why Joe is so great. Joe is accountable. Joe, you can reach on the phone. You guys, you and your brother Joe can also get. You're accountable. This, to me, we are a movement in this creative real estate area where we're saying, you know what? We want to we don't want to just take your money and run. We want to see you succeed, and we're willing to do it.
And you were using that example as a trainer, guru type to another investor, but this would certainly work as an investor talking to a homeowner on the phone and them saying, do you have any references? Do you have anybody I can talk to? Not only would a lot of investors probably kind of like skirt away from that, but they might say, sure, I'll send you some things. But the thing that they wouldn't do, because they're not a gut salesman, is they wouldn't say, suppose I gave you all that stuff that you want. No problem. What then? And that's a key distinction that I think is really awesome.
Thank you for saying that. That's part, and I know we're running out of time here, but in negotiation, give up some. In negotiation, first of all, tell the truth. It's not that difficult. Be creative. That's okay, too. And when you're giving up something, you asked me for references. We have rights in the guts in sales. Don't we have the right to ask for something back in return?
Right.
One-sided relationships do not work. You want something from me, I want something from you. If I give you this material and it meets with your satisfaction, can we do business? Is that so difficult?
So did you teach your wife this when you asked her for a cup of coffee? Does she say, "Oh, yeah"? What happens then?
She said, "I'll think about it." Thank you.
A cup of coffee, but we're going out to dinner tonight.
I'll have to check with my mother.
Okay. Awesome, good answer. And so, folks, hopefully that helps kind of sort out the BS, I guess, out there for gurus, or if you're obviously an investor or even a real estate agent, you're talking to sellers and they're wanting to know, show me, tell me, give me something to work with here, just anything. Let me just see that you're willing. And then it's a matter of taking it from there and saying, okay, what then? So anyway, anything else on that? Or
that's it, folks. That's all, folks.
What? Well, we did a Popeye reference and a Warner Brothers.
And Mel Blanc. You know what it said? Mel Blanc was the voice of Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner.
Fred Flintstone.
And Fred Flintstone and all that. And do you know what it says on his gravestone?
That's all, folks?
That's it.
Nice.
Great ending.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Dan Kayla signing out.